Do you have any comments to make on the present Dodgers?
Indeed.
How about Lou Johnson?
Lou Johnson came up, 1965, hit a home run. I was at the game. I was down from the Army visiting my sister, and we went to that game, and Lou Johnson hit a 2-run homer. They won 2-1 and helped them get into the World Series. Yes, sir.
In 1968, Don Drysdale pitched, I believe it's 56 consecutive scoreless innings. And I was at that game, by the way. I was wondering if you knew what other historic event happened that night in Los Angeles that changed the history of this country.
Wasn't the Watts riots.
That night, I got home, and it was the night that Robert Kennedy
Oh, Robert Kennedy.
was assassinated.
I saw that on TV.
I saw it on TV too, and he said, I want to congratulate Don Drysdale for breaking, I think it was 56
Wow.
score, and then he went into the kitchen.
That's a good trivia question.
Yeah, it is, and he was shot to death.
Okay, for you Dodger guy, let's see, here's a really good trivia question, is in that 1951 game when the Giants came back and beat the Dodgers and Bobby Thompson hit that home run, they were 13 games behind in August. They came back and won. Who was on deck when Bobby Thompson hit that home run?
Was it Willie Mays?
Willie Mays. Who else has a question for you?
Greatest ball player in the
Sutton
world.
doesn't get nearly the praise that he
He's
should.
third in my book.
Very good.
He's
Now, do you
third.
have any idea why your boy hero, Bill Hodges, isn't in the Hall of Fame?
We wrote a piece, I wrote a piece on that. We wrote a piece on why he should be in the Hall of Fame, and not only also as a coach, because he took the Miracles to the Mets.
Kirk Gibson. Any good memories that you could tell
Oh, the
us?
home run.
Yeah. Well, that
Kirk Gibson was great. You know, he was in that locker room. Somebody played this is right in the heat of the pennant race, and they played some kind of trick like putting shaving cream or something in his cap. Something. He went absolutely ballistic. He said, "You guys are a bunch of losers." I mean, he couldn't stand any of that stuff. He got all over him. I think they went on a 10-game winning streak. Kirk Gibson was responsible as anybody, as much as that home run that he hit was still limped up to the plate. 1988, limped up to the plate. He said he had one good swing and he hits a home run. If they put that in the movie, nobody would believe it. Nobody would believe it.
Now, Lasorda had a bad achievement in the early 1980s when he gave up a home run to a great home run hitter in the playoffs.
Who did that?
In the 1980s.
Who did that?
Lasorda pitched to Jack Clark.
Right.
And Steve Garvey says that Lasorda made a big mistake. How would you rank Walter Alston versus Lasorda, and do you feel that you agree with Steve Garvey on his comment?
Anybody that probably knows baseball would take Alston, because so many of the guys, and I don't necessarily agree with them, think of Tommy as a big cheerleader, and but he also motivated the players. I like Tommy, but if you're going to rank the managers, then I would have Walter. Just because of what I'd have Walter as number one. You know, he never had a contract. He had a 1-year contract. Every year they renew him for 1 year. And you know, I hate to guess at what he got paid, but come on. He was such a complete jerk. I mean, he would turn around and be the most wonderful person. Those guys, they need some good, maybe some younger, good solid players to go with their big superstar.
In regard to their superstar pitchers, Kershaw, do you expect him to be the same pitcher he was this year? He's up for a Cy Young Award possibility this year. Do you expect him to be the same next year, even though he's had
He won't win this year, but I expect him to even be better. I picked, in my list of all-time Dodgers, I picked Kershaw 7th, even though he's hardly even played, because I have a firm. He's probably the best pitcher that I've seen after Koufax and Drysdale. Who else? Yeah.
Where would you put Pedro Guerrero in that? He had some pretty good years.
Pedro?
Yeah. He used to hit for a pretty good average and hit with power too.
Pedro ended up hitting about 385, and he didn't play long enough.
Yeah, yeah.
And he might have hit a couple hundred home runs. Pedro was good at, he was a good hitter.
Yeah.
And they liked him. But everybody closed their eyes whenever the ball was hit to him. And prayed. Catch it. 'Cause they didn't know what to do with him. Put him at third, put him in the outfield, and, but I think he had a couple of great years where he had over probably 40 home runs.
He's batted like 330 a couple of times. I mean, really high averages.
One of the things in the book that's really fun is that all the pitchers are ranked, the starting pitchers are ranked, and then the relief pitchers, and you get some surprises. And it's because it's my book, I get to rank them who I want. And it's not necessarily, here on this page here, Portrait of Sandy Koufax. My wife Pat did this Portrait of Sandy Koufax. Of course, you go out of the parks, Oakland, San Francisco, everybody's paying 15, 20 bucks, but I think they'll be proud of themselves for charging 10. Oh, I only got 9 more parks to go to in the United States. Only got 9 more parks.
Your next, besides the Dodgers, your next favorite team is, and
St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals. What's the best baseball stadium to watch a game?
Oh man, they're so good. They're the best, man.
Awesome.
Dodger Stadium. Detroit was good. Philadelphia was good. Pittsburgh was good. I have to go to St. Louis. St. Louis is my second favorite team. And Stan Musial. I love Stan Musial.
Awesome.
But I love Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams, both who were kind of jerks.
I've always considered the greatest baseball player in history. I hate to say that he's a giant, was Willie Mays. Not pitcher, the greatest non-pitching baseball player in history was Willie Mays. I thought the best pitcher ever was Sandy Koufax, even though he had a short career. Who do you think was the greatest pitcher and the greatest player of all time?
Well, first of all, you're right about Willie Mays. He's number 2. Greatest player of all time is Babe Ruth.
You know, that's a lot of people say.
Because he had 3 years of winning 20 games. No one was a pitcher and a home run hitter and the greatest influence on baseball, even though he was a clown. Everybody liked him. He made baseball. Do you know that when he was in his heyday in the 20s there, they could get 10,000 to a game, and when Babe was coming to town, they got 50,000. That's how much difference he made. The only guy that's close to that was Michael Jordan. To answer your question, I put Babe Ruth, I wrote him down,
Oh, wow.
Babe Ruth and Willie Mays. And pitching, my favorite, of course, and I think is the best left-hander is Sandy Koufax, but if I had to, then it would be Christy Mathewson and Walter Johnson and Warren Spahn would probably be. And Christy Mathewson, I think in 1908 World Series, won 3 games.
He walks like a baseball guy.
Struck out 18 batters, allowed no runs, and struck out 27 times. These guys nowadays are lucky if they hold themselves under 100. Yeah.
Question, how many times did Jackie Robinson steal home?
13.
25 in his career.
Thank you. Anybody else have a question?
The future of Dodger organization, in order to bring in more positive fans, bring back the family-based fans to Dodger Stadium, do you think they're going to work on that, or do you think
They try to work on that with the one program they have where they have the 4 hot dogs and 4 Cokes and 4 tickets. It used to be like $40 or something.
Okay.
It was like a $200 thing, but I think get that same question of the Lakers. For the Lakers, it's going to be no,
Yeah.
because they're going to just charge whatever they can get
Whatever
away
they're
with.
gonna charge.
And the Dodgers are probably not going to lower any prices or do anything. All I can see is you know, you've noticed that of course, a lot because of McCourt, but even now, if they do, they're still going to average $3 million because everybody loves the Dodgers. They're
Indeed.
They're lucky. If that was Philadelphia or something, they'd be lucky if they had 800,000 fans if they had a crummy team. Dodgers have a crummy team, they get $2.5 million. We're loyal.
Why was the price so high to buy the Dodgers at $2 billion? Or other says they're only worth
Because that jerk McCourt.
Oh, the Bulldog.
He walked away with $1 billion, and it's because of that contract with that they have with TV, you know, and everything, and that they make it so many billions. But there's a lot of people like Mark Cuban, who owns the Dallas team. He backed off. He said the team is not worth that. A lot of them disagreed, and it could take years. But they're going to have so much fun, and they got so much money. Magic put in $50 million, and it was like a drop in the bucket. He doesn't even own 1% of the team, but he's still there. As long as Magic's there, I'm there. Yes, sir.
Can you comment on Vince Scully, the announcer?
On Ben? Yeah, oh, no, I can't. I can't say anything about him.
Oh, wow.